this is a historic occasion. This is the first time we have ever had the women of the USLT together in the same place at the same time to talk about their career journeys. As we said, these are 5 partners who are very different. And for those of you who don't know, there are 15 partners who are part of the US leadership team, Bob Marista's team for the US. And the fact that 5 of them are women makes me extremely happy. And I want all of you to be proud of that as well. That was a huge accomplishment.
So there's a saying that, that women who behave rarely make history. So I'd like for one of you to give an example of maybe when you rocked the boat a little bit.
I actually feel like I'm not doing my job if I'm not trying to bring that different perspective to the conversation. I mean, I don't always have a different perspective, but when I do, I recognize it's probably going to, cause half the people in the room to probably not necessarily agree with what I have to say, but I almost feel like that's part of the reason I was hired, a big part of the reason I was hired. So I'm pretty comfortable feeling like that's the role I'm supposed to play.
Don't what if yourself, like think that you can do anything, because you really can. You really can accomplish what you put your mind to.
As a woman, if you are capable of speaking, what you think and not being concerned and overly worried about, what will people think of me, but just being in it for getting the job done and actually, being comfortable doing that, you get an enormous amount of respect, and it goes a long way.
Many women are raised to believe that modesty is a virtue and sort of have problems, really tooting their own horns or talking about their accomplishments. How have you seen that play out?
How do I establish my credibility, what I know, what my experiences are, quickly? So more immediate impact, because I don't have days, weeks, and years to demonstrate that. And so I really prepare for meetings. I've found that once you say what you know and you put it on the table in a factual manner, people listen.
If you had to look back during this time in your life or when you were younger, what's one piece of advice that you wish yourself now would have told yourself when you were younger?
Collect these people along the way. Stay in touch with them. Tell them, hey, I want you to be a senior advisor to me personally, to help me manage my career and think about all these various juncture points that are ultimately going to come as you go forward.
The reason I'm here today is that people took that interest. And that's probably the reason I took the diversity leader role, because I thought, this firm knows how to do it. They took a girl from El Paso, made her a partner. Now we're putting her on the leadership team. They know how to do something right.
A two-way conversation, so feedback for the men in the room that are interested in doing better. I think we all can do better, or for the women in the room that are receiving coaching from men that they work with or for. Any do's and don'ts or lessons learned that you've had over the years in terms of how to approach this conversation in terms of truly improving our performance in this dialogue?
Men become a little bit uncomfortable about how to handle working with young women, right? And when that divide gets further and further, you can see, they're not quite sure what to do. Should I ask her, should I ask this associate to go have a beer with me after we leave the client because, is she gonna think I'm a creep? I mean, I feel sorry for, I'm being very serious. I mean, I think you almost have to be open about it with your team. Get your team together and say, all right, what do you guys like to do? Don't tiptoe around it. Be willing to have those kinds of conversations. And I think, be not afraid to talk about anything.
Failures are opportunities. I mean, I don't really look at, all of my risks that I've taken have not come out the same, right? Like each one had different opportunities involved with it and different disappointments involved with them. But they were all part of a journey that wasn't a straight line.
What piece of advice would you give for work-life balance that you've made work throughout the years?
Be honest with yourself about what's most important to you, because you can't do everything all at the same time. And so for me, it's a question of really planning for those moments that I think are likely to be really important to them.
I've set up my life so that I could take advantage of the things that matter to me, so make sure that you know exactly what those things are, and you don't have to be everything to everyone or do everything the best. I don't ever make my bed, I'm pretty sure.
When I'm at work, I come in, and those of you that work with me know that, I give it my all. And when I go home to the children, and trust me, I am the mother that's running like crazy at Grand Central Station to get on the train to be home so that I could see the children, read a story, give them a bath, put them to bed. And you know, I just can't live with guilt. So I'm not guilty at work, and I'm not guilty at home. We have a ton of fun when we're together. I try not to be connected to all the electronic stuff when I'm with the children, because it's that one moment where Quentin actually rode his bike yesterday without training wheels, where they're just looking at you so you could see them, right? You can't miss that moment.